Hello everybody, this is your boy, the Green Talents, coming at you with a video that's quite different than most. As you all are quite aware, this past weekend, I think Friday, I think that was the 14th or the 16th. I think the 16th of last week, a MC by the name of the legendary Great Biz Markie. If you guys remember him, he was the guy who came up with the song Just a Friend, which is probably his top Billboard 100 song that he has ever done in his career, because the guy had put out an album before that, which is called Going Off, which I'm going to show you guys right now. This right here this is Going Off. This is the Big Marquis's first album that he had done in his career. But before this album, he done a couple of singles back in 87, 88, somewhere long up in there. He did a single with the Roxanne Shante, if you guys remember. He beatboxed on that song while she was rapping. And I forget the name of that song in particular, but if you're a hip hop fan, you know exactly what song I'm talking about. So, so you shouldn't be any stupid or any dumb when hearing that song if you know when it come on the radio. Cause like I said, it might be one of his top singles that he did with Shantae, and it was a live performance. Wasn't studio done, it was live performance. But anyway, this album called Going Off. As you can see the title below my hand there, above my hand there. Um, this album contains quite a few hits. It has Picking Boogers, which is probably one of his funnier songs that he done in his career. Um, Picking Boogers is my favorite because he talk about it's actually a story. He tells a story about how him and a few other guys um, were picking boogers out their nose and poking it at each other, or poking it where he said something about he said he did it to one of the other MC by Big Daddy Kane. You get who Big Daddy Kane is. He flipped the big green one and stirred it around in his spaghetti. And he didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the song is gross to a lot of you people who have no taste out there, but the song is actually gross, but not really gross. You gotta really actually listen to the song before you actually know how it all goes down. Like I said, the song has three tales. He tells three different stories of how he did the style called Picking Booger. Like I said, he pick it from your nose, such and such, and he got one verse where he says, "Hey Ma, what's for dinner? Go up your nose and pick a winner." So that's one of his greatest verses of that song. And then among others. Then he got one song on here called Albin Square Mall, which is probably the last song he did of this album. But before that song, though, he did a song called The Vapors, which is a song about how his career as an MC got started, where he talked about his career at the end of the song, but in it but in the but three of the but two of the verses he talks about Big Daddy Kane, how Big Daddy Kane got started with his rap career, where Big Daddy Kane, being a bully, you know what I'm saying, and I think Big Daddy Kane said he said that Big Daddy Kane has a record setting worldwide, you know what I'm saying, and then he said something about he was the worst thing that his mom's ever had because he used to bully people, you know what I'm saying, and so um, he tells a great story about the Big Daddy Kane. So you really have to listen, you know what I'm saying, but and then he tells a song about his DJ Cool V, how Cool V got started as a DJ, you know what I'm saying? He went to the record store, tried to get a job there, and the store owner, they want to give him a job, you know what I'm saying? So when DJ Cool V became a DJ for the Biz Marquee, Big Marquee started making money, you know what I'm saying? And so all of a sudden, the store owner had to change a tune. He wanted the man to work in the store, But then Kofi said, that's okay. I got a better job as a DJ than I did as a record store seller. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the vapor tells of it tells three or four different tales of the vapors. Like I said, Albert Square Mall is supposed to be a story about a big major mall that's supposed to be in New York City, from what I was told. I never been to New York City in my life, but that song tells a story about Albert Square Mall. And then he got one song on there called "Nobody Beat the Biz." Nobody beat the biz. Nobody beat the biz. You know what I'm saying? Then that song, and then yeah, one song called "Make the Music with Your Mouth Biz, Your Mouth Biz." Make the music with your mouth biz, your mouth biz. So then he had a guy who sing that song along with nobody beat the biz, but he got named TJ Quan. TJ Quan is actually a singer, a background singer who kind of reminds you of Nate Dogg. Matter of fact, he's the first Nate Dogg in a sense. Cause TJ Swan never came up with an album. He should have, you know what I'm saying, but he never did. But anyway, this is not about TJ Swan. It's about Markie. You know what I'm saying. But this album is a hit. This album, I think this record went gold. That's what I want to believe. But he meant to get 4 songs off this album. You know what I'm saying? Picking Boogers, Abbey Square Mall, The Vapors. No, I'm sorry, 5 songs. The Vapors, Abbey Square Mall, Picking Boogers, Nobody Beats the Biz, and Make the Music with Your Mouth. He had 5 songs off this album, so this album went gold. You know what I'm saying? It probably one of the bigger hits of his career. But then this song's classic. This album's a classic. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I got it. Now, talk about another Markie album that did the one that did extremely well. This album here is probably, I'm not gonna say it's not my favorite because the first album is actually my favorite, but this song here, this album here is actually a fan favorite, and that's Markie, the diabolical Markie, which is called The Biz Never Sleeps. This what this is called. The second album is called what's it called? Going Off. This one here is called Nobody Beats the Biz. Now I'm sorry, The Biz Never Sleeps. This album contains up to, I want to say, 3 hits off this album. One song is called It's Spring Again. If you remember, it's spring again. Everybody know it's spring again. From the girls and guys and people above. This is a chance to fall in love. So that's called It's Spring Again. And then he released a couple more songs off this album. Let me see. Just a Friend. Just a Friend is probably now Just a Friend is actually his Billboard Top 100 greatest hits of all time. That song there, Just a Friend is a fan favorite. I mean, you can go anywhere in the nation, or probably anywhere in the world, and they will know the song Just a Friend. Cause Just a Friend is one of them easily created song. Matter of fact, the song is actually a creative genius. You know what I'm saying? Because the song talks about this woman that he met when he was on tour. You know what I'm saying? And he said after he got done with the tour, dripping sweat. If you seen the video, you know exactly what I mean. So what he did was after he scratched the sweat from a towel, some girl who belonged to a black college approached him, and he asked the girl, all kind of questions. You know what I'm saying? And so, but when he mainly, I think the main question he asked her is, did she have a friend, and did she have someone? He said, and she said, no, she just have a friend. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how the song got started. You know what I'm saying? The second verse where he said he went into where he was saying that him and the girl started hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Talking about a relationship, staying in one, being serious in one, and getting and possibly getting married. You know what I'm saying? And so the girl was still talking about, oh, he just a friend, because it was cause some guy walked up to them while they were dating and then he'll say, "Yo, who that?" And she said, "Oh, he just a friend." So you remember that one. That's the second verse. The third verse, and when he went to the school, he went to the girl's school and visited the girl at her school. You know what I'm saying? And so he had to go through all kinds of complications of seeing the girl, where he had to fill out visitor forms, and he had to ask around the whole school just to find out where the girl dorm was. And then when he finally met the person who showed him where her dorm was, and after he went into the room, you know what I'm saying, and then he saw a dude kissing the girl in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because he said his girl in the mouth, but then so the girl lied. So basically, the girl lied to him from the beginning of the song all the way to the end of the song. You know what I'm saying? So he was broken heart after that because he say his heart went down south. You know what I'm saying? So when your heart go down south, that means your heart drops, it breaks. So the girl actually broke his heart. You know what I'm saying? And so, but anyway, just a friend is that song, and then let me see. He did a couple more songs off of this album. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, he did one song called "The Mudfoot." You got to remember the Mudfoot. That is actually a song where he sampled Bill Cosby's he sampled Bill Cosby. If you guys remember the song, Fat Album in the Game. If you remember the intermission music, he used the intermission music in this song called the Mudfoot, and it's a pretty good thought out song because actually the Mudfoot is actually a dance, and actually the guy is a guy in Bill Cosby's Fat Album in the Game named Mudfoot. If you guys remember, Mudfoot is actually a homeless guy, and I think he wears shoes with mud on his foot. So I think that's correct. So that's why he called Mudfoot. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the third song off this album. And then he did one more song. I'm trying to figure out what the song called. Let me see. Think on it. Let me see. My man Rich. No, not it. I think that might be all of it. I think it was Just a Friend, Mudfoot, and If Spring Again. I think those are the three songs that he released on this album here. But the biggest song is Just a Friend, because Just a Friend is actually his Billboard Top 100, Top 30, Top 35, Top 35, or Top 20. I think Top 20 song all time in his career. Called the album went gold. This album here went gold, and the single went platinum. So this this here wasn't biggest selling album to date. You know what I'm saying? But then this album's a classic album. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a tape. It's a tape. The Diabolical Beef Markie, the Big Never Sleeps. Okay, that's the second album. And the third album that he did was called "I Need a Haircut." Now, here's "I Need a Haircut." As you can see, he's being comical where his DJ Cool V has a buzzsaw in his hand, cutting his hair. So, and the album called "I Need a Haircut." Now, if you guys remember, or if you don't remember, 1990, early 1990 into the early part of 91, that was the dark period of hip hop, where a lot of artists made albums and they didn't chart very well. I think there have been quite a few artists albums out there that came between 90 and 91 whose albums chart very well. Now, I Need a Haircut. If one of the albums that didn't do well, and I'm gonna explain why. This the album that no longer around. This album you can't find nowhere around, and you know why? Because the Biz Markie got sued about from 2 or 3 different artists, where he sampled some songs and he didn't clear them, and he got in a lot of trouble with this record here. And when this album came out, and after he got sued and lost millions off this album here, he decided to have his album discontinued. And so I am one of probably I'm probably one of 100, maybe 100 or maybe 1,000 of probably that have this album on cassette or on CD or maybe on vinyl. I mean, depends on which type of instrument that you use for your cassettes. You know what I'm saying, or your CD or your record player. So this is a classic album right here, and I'm so glad that I have it because this album's no longer around. And this album, like I said, called "I Need a Haircut." Matter of fact, this this album here, if you find it, you'll be lucky to have it. You know what I'm saying? So if you find it, you keep it, cause it could worth some money in years to come. And this, like I said, I was blessed to get this album because when it first came out. Now the song that he did on this album is called. Let me see if I can think about it. Let me see. Um, it's called Yeah, and called "What Goes Around Comes Around." What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. That song right there, it probably it wasn't a chop topping song, but it got radio play. It called "What Goes Around Comes Around," and then he released one song of it called one more song of this album. Let me see if I can think if I can find it. Let me see. Um, what goes around comes around. Let me see. Give me a little time, y'all. I'm trying to read it. Give me a little time. Um, yeah, Alone Again. The song called Alone Again. I'm alone again. That's the name of that song called Alone Again. That's the second song that came off of that album, and that's one of the songs that got some radio play, but it didn't pick up no steam because the song is a sample of another track, and so the the, the guy, the song that he sampled, the guy sued him, and he lost millions on that song, and this whole album is full of samples that he didn't clear. And so that's why this album is hard to find on the market. You might not if you look on eBay, you might find it. You might. I don't know. I mean, I never tried looking for this on eBay, but if it's on eBay, go for it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but I don't know if it's on eBay, it probably scarce, and it might cost you an arm and a leg. Cause like I said, these are no longer made. You probably want to pay $25 or $30 for a cassette that's no longer being played, or if it's on CD, you may pay a little bit more on CD or a little more on vinyl, depending on which one you're looking for, CD, cassette, or vinyl. But all I know is this album no longer made, and you can't find it, cause, like I said, after he lost money on the album, he decided to have it discontinued. So this album is actually break to have that album, and then the last final album that album, well, actually he did one more album after this album, which came out in 2000, 2001, I believe. That album I don't have. If you guys remember that album, he wore a chief Indian headband. That album came out back in 2000, 2001. So long been there. That's the last record he did. Um, I wasn't quite. The reason why I didn't buy that album because I thought it was an embarrassment to come out in the 2000s. I'm sorry. Anyway, when that album dropped in 2000s, 2000, 2001, like I said, I thought it was a major embarrassment to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the album didn't sell when he came out. Nobody didn't buy it because the fact is he came into a new era of hip hop. And when you come into a new era of hip hop, like what he did, you either gonna catch win or you're gonna lose win. But in Big Martin's case, he lost win. You know what I'm saying? So that record, maybe you might be able to find that album because I don't think it's under the same record label anymore. You know, all four of his albums are on Cold Chillin' Records, and Cold Chillin' Records no longer exists. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at the possibility of that as well. Now this album here is called All samples cleared. Now this album here is good. It's a good album. It's good, but not too particularly good. Because for the simple fact is, after after the damage of his '91 album, this album came out in that album came out in 1993. When the record dropped, 93 when the album dropped here. Called All Samples Clear, and he released only two songs off this album, if I can think about it. He released one song called, let me see. He released, let me see, yeah, he sampled Fat and Whitehead song, No Stopping, No Stopping, No Stopping, No Stopping. If you remember that song right there, that's the song he sampled. And he said that he dedicated that song to DJ Hollywood, because if you guys remember, the DJ Hollywood is an old school DJ from way back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So for him to dedicate that song to him, which means he knew it personally. You know what I'm saying? But I can't think the name of that song for all the money in the world. Um, but he released that song, and then he did one more other song on the album. I guess I can't see it, the song, because like I said, because it's not enough light in here, so I really can't see the songs off this album either on cassette or the cover itself. But he got two songs off this album. This album didn't fare well. This album took a dive as well. You know what I'm saying? And so I think he got booted from Cold Children Records. This record was done. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just wanted to show you all those four albums of the great Biz Markie, because like I said, the fifth album that he did, it came out in 2000, early 2000s. It didn't fare well because the album, but like I said, because he came into a new era of music, and I doubt very seriously that it was going to do any well. For the simple fact is, cause the crunk era was around at the time. The crunk music got started. Then you had a new bunch of MCs coming out in the early 2000s. So Biz Markie didn't fit. But I tell you this, I seen Biz Markie in person. This was back in 98, 99. It used to be this club here in Memphis, a small town club rather, but it was up. It actually was on a street called Mendenhall here in Memphis, and on Mendenhall it used to be a grocery store, a Kmart down there, and then above there was a club, and I can't think of the name of the club for all the money in the world, but like I said, it's been so long ago. You know what I'm saying? And Biz Markie was in there DJing, and he was giving out free CDs on his on a lot of on a lot of his DJ cutting and stuff, because when Biz Markie retired from the rap game, he decided to go he decided to start DJing, and he been DJing since his retirement. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he found something good for himself. He had an agency where he booked some of his shows. You know, if you call, he'll come to your show, and I think the money had to be reasonable. I'm not exactly sure how much money people were paying him. You know what I'm saying? But I know that it was a pretty good amount, because it was just not on his popularity, because everybody knew who Biz Markie was. You know what I'm saying? Biz Markie's a tall guy. Biz Markie ain't short. Biz Markie tall. Biz Markie gotta be about six. See, I'm 6'3". Biz Markie is either 6'3" or 6'4". He's an inch. He's either my height or an inch taller. Biz Markie's a tall cat. You know what I'm saying? And so, um, he came to Memphis, Tennessee. He was DJing here. He did a magnificent job DJing, because he was cutting records up shine. You know what I'm saying? And I happened to get in line. I didn't get any of his CDs at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because of the partner of mine, he had to leave and go to work that night, so we couldn't stay a little longer. But we had a ball. But I had a ball there, and he had a ball there, And at the first and last I ever seen of Biz Markie. I wish I took a picture of the guy, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because a partner of mine, he had to leave. But anyway, but the way but the way he died though, he died due to complications of diabetes. I didn't know he was a diabetic. I really didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's new, right there. I hate that he died. I wish he had lived longer. He died at age 50, 57 years old. I think he just turned 57 this year, I believe. And he died at a young age. Like I said, I'm 50 years old. I just turned 50 a month and some days away. I mean, some days ago. You know what I'm saying? So for me to be 50 and for him to be 57 years old and dying, so Big Markie was actually 6 years and some months older than me. You know what I'm saying? So for him to die due to complications of diabetes, it's a bad. I'm not gonna say it's a bad way to go out, but at least he went out. At least he died of natural causes. You know what I'm saying? He didn't die from a bullet wound or a knife wound or any or HIV or AIDS, anything like that. Cause the guy was married also, and I didn't know he was married. That's the other thing too. So to his wife, his wife name is Tanya. So is either Tanya or no Tara. Her name is Tara. So to Bismarck's wife Tara, and to his mom and dad, cousins, relatives who knew him well and friends, you know what I'm saying, and to the rap community who also knew Bismarck well, my condolences, you know what I'm saying. And so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I just wanted to put this video out because I know this video is late because he doesn't say he died Friday. And so this video is actually 3 days. It's actually 2 days behind. But hey, better late than never. Cause if you don't care, you wouldn't do video like this at all. So with that being said, this is your boy the Green Talons. Rest in peace, Biz Markie. You are in God's hands now. No one can touch you anymore. No one can bother you anymore. No one can do anything to you at the time. God protects you. God got you now. You know what I'm saying? And so, wow. So this, like I said, this your boy sign out. Peace. One love.